How do I change passive voice to active voice in a sentence? Changing passive voice to active voice in a sentence involves rephrasing the sentence so that the subject of the action becomes the doer of the action. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you make this transformation. 1. Identify the subject, verb, and object. Passive voice sentences usually have the object of the action as the subject of the sentence, followed by a form of the verb, to be, such as is, was, were, has been, had been, etc., and then the past participle of the main verb. 2. Determine the doer of the action. In passive voice sentences, the doer of the action, the agent, might be mentioned with the preposition by, or might not be mentioned at all. 3. Rephrase the sentence. To change passive voice to active voice, follow these steps. 3.1. Identify the doer of the action, if it's mentioned in the passive sentence. 3.2. Transform the doer of the action into the subject of the new active sentence. 3.3. Use an appropriate active verb that matches the tense of the original passive verb. 3.4. Place the original object of the action in the active sentence. 4. Verify tense and meaning. Make sure that the tense and the overall meaning of the sentence remain consistent after the transformation. Example. Passive voice sentence. The book was read by Sarah. Active voice transformation. Sarah read the book. In this example, the book, the object of the action, becomes the subject in the active voice, was read, is replaced with the active verb, read, and, by Sarah, the doer of the action, is repositioned to the end of the sentence. Remember that not all passive voice sentences need to be converted to active voice. Passive voice can be used to emphasize the action or to focus on the object rather than the doer of the action. However, active voice is generally more direct and dynamic, so it's often preferred in writing. There are more examples to illustrate the process of changing passive voice to active voice. Remember that while converting passive voice to active voice, you are essentially changing the focus from the action to the doer of the action, which can result in more direct and engaging sentences. 1. Passive. The cake was baked by my sister. Active. My sister baked the cake. 2. Passive. The movie was watched by millions of people. Active. Millions of people watched the movie. 3. Passive. The report will be submitted by the team. Active. The team will submit the report. 4. Passive. The new software has been installed by the IT department. Active. The IT department has installed the new software. 5. Passive. The letter had been written by John before he left. Active. John had written the letter before he left. 6. Passive. The museum was visited by the school children. Active. The school children visited the museum. 7. Passive. The project is being managed by our experienced team. Active. Our experienced team is managing the project. 8. Passive. The proposal will be discussed during the meeting. Active. We will discuss the proposal during the meeting. 9. Passive. The cake was baked by Mary. Active. Mary baked the cake. 10. Passive. The book was written by a famous author. Active. A famous author wrote the book. 11. Passive. The letter will be sent by the secretary tomorrow. Active. The secretary will send the letter tomorrow. 12. Passive. The movie was directed by a talented filmmaker. Active. A talented filmmaker directed the movie. 13. Passive. The report had been prepared by the research team. Active. The research team had prepared the report. 14. Passive. The proposal is being reviewed by the committee. Active. The committee is reviewing the proposal. 15. Passive. The painting has been admired by art enthusiasts for years. Active. Art enthusiasts have admired the painting for years. 16. Passive. The new product will be launched by the company next month. Active. The company will launch the new product next month. 17. Passive. The concert was attended by thousands of music lovers. Active. Thousands of music lovers attended the concert. 18. Passive. The project will be completed by the skilled team. Active. The skilled team will complete the project. Remember, the key is to identify the subject, verb, and object in the passive sentence, determine the doer of the action, if mentioned, and then restructure the sentence in the active voice while maintaining proper tense and meaning. Practice is essential to becoming proficient at recognizing and converting passive voice to active voice. This content is mainly for the purpose of learning and expanding your English vocabulary. We are learning American English. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for considering subscribing to see more exciting videos.